Keir Starmer and the UK Labour Party have come under heavy criticism from Donald Trump's campaign, who accused them of interfering in the US election. These criticisms come after it was revealed that members of the Labour Party traveled to the US to support Kamala Harris's campaign in key states ahead of the upcoming presidential elections. Trump's campaign has filed a formal complaint with the US Federal Election Commission, alleging that the Labour Party has violated US law by making illegal foreign contributions. According to the complaint, these actions seek to influence US public opinion, which represents external interference in the democratic process. The complaint details that almost 100 current and former members of the Labour Party traveled to key states such as North Carolina, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Virginia with the intention of supporting Harris in her electoral race. Although participation in these activities was in a personal capacity, Trump's team perceives it as a covert form of institutional support. For its part, the Labour Party has denied that there had been any violation of the law and has assured that the participants paid their own expenses and did not receive party funding for their trips. In addition, they have pointed out that this type of exchange between political parties is common between Labour and Democrats who share progressive values. Despite these clarifications, the controversy has only grown. Susie Wiles, co-chair of Trump's campaign, called these actions a desperate attempt by Democrats to gain outside support because of their campaign's weakness in key states. According to Wiles, the Labour Party is seeking to illegally influence the U.S. election. Although the allegations are serious, no concrete evidence has been presented that the Labour Party has violated U.S. law. However, the political damage has been done, and criticism of Keir Starmer comes not only from the U.S. but also from conservative sectors in the U.K. that frown on his closeness to the Democrats. Meanwhile, figures within Britain's Conservative Party have seized on the situation to attack Starmer, accusing him of prioritizing his international relations over national interests. The closeness between Labour and Democrats is seen as a threat to UK-US ties should Trump win the election. This controversy could have a negative impact on diplomatic relations between the two countries, especially if Trump wins the next presidential election. A possible return of Trump to the White House could mean a rift between his government and a United Kingdom led by Starmer. Trump's team has claimed that if re-elected, the former president will prioritize relationships with closest allies and those who support an America First foreign policy, which could jeopardize the special relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom under a Labour government. As the election approaches, it remains to be seen whether this controversy will have a lasting impact on Keir Starmer's campaign or whether relations between Labour and Democrats will continue without major problems. However, the Conservative Party has already begun to capitalize on this situation politically. Despite the criticism, some within the Labour Party defend the historic ties between their party and the U.S. Democrats. They argue that these collaborations have existed for decades and that sharing campaign strategies does not represent interference in another country's elections. In addition, they point out that the Conservative Party has had a similar relationship with the Republicans. However, the relationship between Keir Starmer and Donald Trump could be a sore point in the future if the former president returns to power. Some analysts believe that a second Trump term would bring diplomatic difficulties for the Labour government, especially after this controversy. On the other hand, there is speculation that the Conservative Party could use this incident as a political weapon to discredit Starmer and his leadership, reinforcing its narrative that Labour does not prioritize British interests. This could become a central issue in the UK general election. Ultimately, what is at stake is Keir Starmer's credibility and international relations. The Labour leader will have to carefully navigate between his support for the Democrats and domestic and external criticism if he is to maintain his position on the international and domestic stage. Prince Harry and Queen Camilla have had a strained relationship for several years, but Harry's memoir, titled Spare in January 2023, aggravated the situation. In the book, Harry described Camilla as an evil stepmother and blamed her for much of the problems that have plagued the royal family, leading to an even greater rift between them. Since the book's publication, Camilla has been clear in her stance of not accepting Harry back into the royal family. According to sources close to the royals, the Queen is not willing to forgive him for the comments he made about her and other members of the family, especially King Charles. For Camilla, Harry's figure represents stress and tension, and any contact with him would be detrimental to family stability and her husband's health. In addition, it has been reported that King Charles has tried to maintain a relationship with his son, but Harry's constant criticism of the Queen has complicated any attempt at reconciliation. Camilla considers Harry to be a wolf in sheep's clothing, and believes that any interaction with him will only bring problems to the royal family. In recent months, Harry has made several trips to the United Kingdom, but has not had direct contact with his father or Camilla. Despite these attempts at rapprochement, tensions are still evident, and Queen Camilla has made it clear that she is not willing to forgive or forget what happened. One of the most critical episodes in this family rift was King Charles's decision to ask Harry and Meghan to vacate Frogmore Cottage, their residence in the United Kingdom, shortly after the publication of Spare. This decision was interpreted as a direct response to the attacks Harry launched in his book, especially towards Camilla. Harry's relationship with his brother Prince William has also seriously deteriorated. The revelations made in Spare about arguments and confrontations between the two have left the brothers on very cold terms, and it seems that the chances of a reconciliation are increasingly slim. For her part, Camilla has made it clear that any return of Harry to the heart of the royal family would be detrimental, not only to the stability of the monarchy, but also to the mental health of the king. Sources close to the country say the Queen has advised the king to keep his distance from Harry for the well-being of both. Despite the growing tension, Harry and Meghan have decided to buy property in Portugal, which could signal a new step in their search for a place in Europe away from the controversies surrounding the royal family. However, this decision has also been interpreted as a definitive departure from his life in the United Kingdom. The situation between Harry, Camilla, and the rest of the royal family remains delicate, and details about how this relationship will affect the future of the British monarchy are likely to continue to be revealed in the coming months. Harry and Meghan's purchase of property in Portugal could be an attempt to establish a base in Europe following their departure from Frogmore Cottage. This move could reflect his desire to further step away from tensions with the royal family and build a new life abroad. Despite Harry's attempts to reconnect with his family, the relationship continues to deteriorate, particularly with Camilla, who remains steadfast in her rejection. The situation has also sparked speculation about the future of the relationship between Harry and his father. King Charles, while seemingly more willing to maintain some kind of contact, has faced pressure from Camilla to avoid any meaningful interaction with her son. This has led to Harry's gradual isolation, not only from family but also from royal duties and commitments. Meanwhile, tensions between Harry and William remain unresolved, further aggravating the rift within the family. Spare's revelations deeply affected the brothers, and there does not appear to be a clear path to reconciliation anytime soon. The physical and emotional distance between Harry and the other royals is becoming increasingly apparent. This family conflict, particularly Camilla's stance, has left a significant impact on public opinion about the royal family. While some support Harry for speaking openly about his experiences, others see his actions as irreparably fracturing unity within the monarchy.